Hey, welcome to the second part of your reading. I wanted to take a quick minute to apologize in advance for the harshness of the readings. So I realized I did the first part and the second part, and I posted the first part. And if you're seeing this, you're about to watch the second part portion. And it's called The Harsh Truth. And the feedback that I'm getting, and again, I take everybody's feedback, maybe a little bit too serious, right? But I realize that I'm coming across yelling and I'm coming across, in a negative demeanor. Not maybe necessarily negative, but I just want you to know that I'm just so passionate about the cards. And I like when I do the cards, I'm very extroverted, and in person, I'm not. That's not me. I'm not that type of person. But the readings are a little harsh, and the messages that come out are just. I'm just so passionate about it that I want you to get the idea and the topic that I'm talking about. And so my intention is very strong. It's in a positive demeanor. I don't mean, there's no pun intended. Like, I'm not trying to yell at you. And the topics, typically you go to readers and you find videos of affirmation and inspiration for a sense of hope, for someone to not yell at you, because you already know that you're like in a weird spot, and you're looking for someone to be passionate and compassionate with you. And that is honestly my intention. It's not meant to be like I'm yelling at you. At the same time, like I want to drill it in you, because I don't have a bad bone in my body, and I don't like seeing people go through things that they don't need to go through, or they're going through it again and again. And it's just, I'm a big believer of like physical change, and you have to learn a fucking hard lesson. But at the same time, I don't want you to learn the lesson the hard way, or take the feedback in a negative way, or I want you to take the message as it resonates. But again, it's going to be a little harsh in the sense of how I'm delivering the message. And Scorpio, Libra, and I forgot the other side. They're gonna get a different version of it. But I'm posting number 2, part 2, here for you to see. And yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments, please. And if you'd like to donate to our cause, everything that I get back, I put into the production of this cards cost money, lights cost money. I put a lot of time into these things, so you'll find the link is in my bio. You'll also see my WhatsApp, my Snapchat. I'm sorry, my Cash App, my Venmo, maybe PayPal. But if you want to donate whatever you'd like, feel free to. I know I talked about the OnlyFans aspect. That's going to be more of a membership style. That's gonna come at the end of March. I'm gonna start doing sexual tarot with a Romance Angels and the Mystic Male Tarot deck, and we're going to talk about love. The lowest vibration of love, which is physical sex, and the difference between physically in love with somebody and lust, and the traumas that can cause, especially men sleeping with men. That's two alpha males. That's two male energies there that have a deep desire for being needed and wanting to be needed. It's a different aspect, but also from my heterosexual couples, it's sex in general. That's going to only be an OnlyFans. So that's what I'm going to transition OnlyFans to. Here you're going to get, the whole reading, and nothing but the truth. And feel free to donate if it resonates with you. A like, a share, and a subscribe goes a long way. A repost on Instagram goes a long fucking way. Let me know that you saw it. Hey, it was great. Saw it. Awesome. Great job. You don't have to feedback on it. I understand that aspect. Again, prepare yourself for the harsh truth reading part 2. Let's take a breath now. And the other readings, I did a breath beforehand, but let's take a breath now, right? So inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I hope you like it. Please let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Okay, Virgo. Let's take a look at your cards here. So we have the South Node. We spoke with it. I'm just going to touch base on this. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this. South Node and silence. So someone here, you're already in that state of realizing, coming out of a a karmatic lesson, coming out of a harsh lesson. And this is your harsh truth reading. So maybe this is going to break down what that might be or what to look forward to. Starting off with the Ten of Pentacles right here, like ultimate abundance. See, like you definitely might be coming out of this lesson. Like literally, this is like your rebirth, right? Because abundance is here, like financial stability. This is stability as well. And if you're in a moment of silence where you can accept everything that you've already gone through, I also wanted to point this out. 42 is a six. You know, five is the transformation number, but it's six. So like you already done the transformation and you're at step 6, right? I wanted to point that out there with the karmatic lesson. Like you're not in it, you've already gone through it and you're coming out of it. That's what I should have said at the beginning. You're coming out of it. You're coming back, you're coming into a new you, a new version of yourself, right? And you are happy as can be. Like stability is there. It could be financial stability in that sense, but not necessarily. It just means abundance, joy, happiness, solid foundation. It could be a home. You could have purchased a home, just stability in general. Knight of Swords and Judgment. There is definitely, I see how this is running away from the rest of the reading. It was a battle. Like a lot of in and out energy, a lot of words, a lot of mental health. You probably worked on your mental health, but it's running away because life's debt. Life's debts, karmatic lessons are going to happen whether you want them to or not. And this is with the Judgment card here. Whether you want them to happen or not, they're going to happen. But if you're more aware of them, you can be better prepared for what's to come, right? But no matter what, it was going to happen anyway. It was destined to happen with the Judgment card, right? You took your time and you rested. You pulled back. You did your meditation. You meditated just like this lady here. You pulled back, you rested, you listened to your inner guidance, yourself, and you put a plan in place. Some of you might have actually moved to a new home here. I'm reading it this way, but again, I can also read it this way, so I'll let you know which way I'm reading it so you can follow. But you put a plan in place here, Virgo. You really thought long and hard about what direction you wanted to go into, and you're happy as a motherfucker. Like, can you be any happier? If not, you're gonna be left. This is more of a confirmation reading for sure. Again, I don't pull situations. I just pull more things about you. You put a plan in place and you're like, okay, what am I going to do? Well, what do I need to put support on? Supporting the staff here. What do I need to put support on? The one that's in the front. Forget about what's behind you because it's behind you. The past is the past. Leave it back there. It made you who you are now, which is what life's debts are. They gave you an experience so that you can move forward. There was definitely loss and there was things that didn't go your way, but that's a lesson learned. That was karma. That was you paying your debts. Some of you might have actually lost money financially, but there was a big loss. You had to lose a lot in order to gain truth, right? You had to put a plan in place or figure what you wanted and move forward. What do I need to put support on? And that involved you leaving things, leaving someone, leaving things, emotional things, financial gains. There could have been a loss here. Very well could have been a loss. You could have lost yourself. There could have been a self-worth that you're like, no, I know what I'm worth. So you left the situation, or with the pentacles, or it could have been like, I know what my emotions and my heart is worth, and it's not worth this. A lot of people are waking up in this year, 2021. People have been actually. And where you are and where you put yourself. I had to physically move. I moved myself from New York City just because it's just the environment is just not on path in line with the direction that I want to go into with my spiritual self alone, but like as well as my physical manner. Like New York City is toxic as fuck, bro. Like I can't. Like it's a great place to go and like build your resume, but you can end up being stuck there for a very long time, and it's not doesn't do well on people that have a weak mind, which takes a lot of work, right? We put a lot of work into ourselves, a lot of loss, but there's always been options there behind you. There's always been some more cups. You've always been focusing on the things that were right in front of you, and now you're focusing on the things that are in front of you instead. Loss here, 100%. Of course, we all lost something. Everybody loses something, Some things are more than others. This loss could have been it could have been loss for words. You could have been, fighting with somebody, communication in the sense of like words, like a physical fight, or like words exchanged about finances here. You could have lost income here at some point. But now You know your truth. Queen of Swords. In the middle, judgment. It's going to happen anyway. Will of the way, no matter what. It was meant to be. It's going to happen inevitably. And you know it. Queen of Swords. She knows something. She has a secret. She also can communicate herself very well because you took a lot of time to rest. And now you can speak your truth. You know exactly what you want to do because you're coming out of this debt. You're coming out of this karmatic lesson. You're coming out of this lesson with options. You're coming out of this lesson with ideas. You're coming out of this lesson with truth and knowledge about what direction you want to go to. And now you have options. You gave yourself options. Everybody can give themselves options. We have a choice. We didn't choose, where we were born and what society we were born into, but now you're all adults watching this reading. You have a choice to stay there. That is your choice. Again, I don't have the resources. I understand you don't have the resources, but at least try and stay in line with your path. Like as little as like holding a stone in your pocket is you might not be able to be spiritual every day. You might not be able to be spiritual every day, but like holding a stone in your pocket is just, it's kind of giving yourself that effort. You're putting the effort in and you're giving yourself confirmation that, I do want to be spiritual, but I don't have the resources or I can't because of the position that I'm in right now. Eventually you'll get on your path. Like I said, judgment card. Eventually you will get there. Being more aware, watching these readings, being intuitive with yourself and being spiritual and being in tune with your mind, body, and spirit is a process, is steps towards your life path. You might not know what it is. There might be a sense of unknown. You don't really know what's going to happen. And that's scary as fuck. Not knowing what's going to happen, but there's no comfort. There's no growth in being comfortable. Right? But now you're at the point now where you know that already. If you're not, you're getting there. And you gave yourself options. You gave yourself opportunity because you rather do things that are more in line with your heart. We should all be thinking with our heart. If everybody thought with their heart, the world would be a great place. But that's not necessarily the case. Different societies, different structures, politicals, politics. Be in line with yourself. I don't know why I want to say like maybe this karmatic lesson is you finding yourself, that you're trans now, you don't want to be a man and you want to transition to a woman, like that could very well be a case, or just being who you are and being how you identify yourself is a karmatic lesson. I used to identify myself as this and now I identify myself as that, or I used to be a playboy, now I'm this, or it's okay to change. People do change. It's just the society you live in are they going to accept your change? You're on the journey towards the sun, right? Towards the sun, towards happiness. If you're not already there, there's a baby involved. Maybe some of you might be having a baby here. Towards the success, towards the joy, because now you're following your heart. You gave yourself choices, you gave yourself options, and you're in such a stable place that you're like, I can make that risk. And when I turned 30, I realized I can't make risky moves anymore. In my 20s, I moved like 5 times. And job, boom, boom. Like, I was okay, like doing that, living like paycheck to paycheck, but like doing it, the bougie way I could possibly can do it. And at the same time, I was living that life. That was my purpose at that time. I had no fucks given, and I was doing things because I wanted to do it. Now, once I turned 30, I was like, oh, I can't make risky moves anymore. I can't just get up and move. That's really dangerous right now at my age. I get that. But if you're following your heart and you trust that spirit has your back and that things will always line up how they need to be, if things line up nicely, do it. If it doesn't happen, you don't get that job, you didn't get that apartment, that means you were not supposed to get that. Like, that's okay. It might take you longer to get there. But you're on this hunt for joy, success, happiness, courage, creative outlet possibly here, but your creativity is stable. You could have very well already planted the seeds, and now you're just looking. You planted your seeds already for the long term, or that's the level that you're at now. You're like, you know what? If it's not going to give me long-term investment, because now we're older, right? And now we wish we would have went back and done things a little bit differently. So now we're like, okay, well, let me set myself up for the next 10 years, right? So that's planting your seeds for the future, or you've already planted seeds that are now coming out. Maybe you were very young a young millennial, and now you realize the seeds that you planted back then are now benefiting you. You're financially stable because you were smart in your 20s. You were stable in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s. And now you're going into your 40s, 50s, and 60s even better. Your partnerships are solid. All right, this I don't really do relationship readings, but there's a potential opportunity here on this hunt that you're going on, or this revamp that you're coming through. There very well might be a partnership here. Someone is definitely going to want to offer you something here. I don't have any. I only have the Queen of Swords. It could be Libra. They don't have any people on the board. Sagittarius is here with the Queen of Wands. But there is very well an opportunity here on love. But again, this is not a love reading. I don't do love readings like that. But that opportunity will come in time when you are following your purpose. And I think you're already there. You're coming out of this. You're on the right direction. That's for sure. Like the hectic, I don't know what I want. My mind is fucked up. I need therapy. Oh my God, what do I do? It's gone. Like you chose stability over that because he's gone. Right? You might be leaving situations and things that you might have loved or like for a long time, or a place, and you want to go on this path. You want to go in that direction because you're in tune with your emotions. The moon, you're in tune with your emotions. You understand what you want, and you might be very emotionally stable, but you're like, you know what, I want a little more, and we always should be like that. You know what, I want a little more. It's okay to be selfish, and I understand that's very different for people that are married and in a relationship, which is, I think relationships do expire. You know, it's very difficult. You know, it's great if both of you want to like grow and like let's both move and like let's okay, we both get different jobs. Okay, you go first and then I'll go. You know, like make a plan. Like I don't know. I just that's wishful thinking. Creative outlets. Okay, now they have the perfect pair here with the Knight of Wands. Right, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Wands, and the Magician. Look at that, the Magician. Okay, let me go back here. I'm getting too ahead of myself. Knight of Wands, creativity. So wands to me is also desire, right? It's and I'm going to go into that in sexual tarot. Sexual desire. So this could be very much a desired, very much you want a more sexual aspect. And that's how I'm going to resonate wands too. Is desire, creativity, and desire, and also can mean sexual desire. But there is a perfect couple here, and they're both looking at each other. Hey, baby, how you doing, sexy? I'm good, you? Her cat and him with his lizard. You want to trade sticks? And then you have this one here because you went on that journey. But this is like, I'm going on that journey, but here and now you're looking at each other, you're like, no, we're stable as fuck. We don't gotta go anywhere. We ain't moving. Because you're manifesting what you want. And you're gonna be manifesting what you want. At this point, you're already in manifestation mode, to be honest. If you're reading this reading, you're already in manifestation mode. So this is literally a confirmation. Luck is on your side. You're satisfied with what you have. But this card also means satisfied with what you have at the moment. There's no more at that point because he's by himself. Right? You need to add that one other person. Maybe it's that other person in your life, right? Because you're at 9. You could be at 9, but he's satisfied with what he has and nothing more. Just there. So there's a little downfall to that card. That's it. There's nothing else. One more cup, and it's 10 of cups. It's that one more person that you went on that creative journey to find that partner now, because everything else in your life is good. So now you're stable and you're going to manifest things, and luck is on your side, and that person is going to add that 10th cup. Wheel of Fortune. Oh yeah, you stable as fuck. Look at that. Will be if you're not, but yes. Wheel of Fortune. Luck is on your side. Take the risk. Take the risk. I promise you, you will reap rewards. You're there already. You already did the hard work. You came out of the lesson. Lessons learned. Lessons done. The Empress, how you doing? She's looking pretty. She sits pretty on her pedestal. She does not run around. The Queens run around. The Queens run around. She does not move. He does not move. Gender is fluid here. They do not move. They are pretty. They've done all the work. They are beautiful. They are luxurious. They're sitting pretty on this empire. Like this is like literally an empire. Like I made an empire here, right? And you're gonna see the quick, swift movement coming in with 8 of Wands, and the stability is gonna be there, and then also the financial gains, opportunity. You're already there, the stability. Like, there's so much stability. This whole fucking reading is like stable as fuck. Stable AF, right? I'm not going to label my readings because I want them to just resonate when you see them. So it's literally just going to say Virgo. Stability. And I'm a Virgo moon. So this is resonating with me tremendously, right? You've gone through the traumatic events that you are no longer stuck in a 9 of Wands in reverse. How is that reversed? I don't even know. See, you've gone through the hard, dark times. You jumped off the tower and you're not stuck. 9 of Swords is playing victim. You are no longer the victim. It's in reverse. You are no longer the victim. You Lovers. Oh my gosh, can't be any more beautiful. The Lovers card. Partnerships, duality, soulmate energy, truth, the truth about what you want, who you are. Could be a sense of legal, could be a marriage here. This is literally saying someone's getting married, could be getting married for papers, but you're getting married. And then mommy's pregnant because she's pregnant. I always say she's pregnant. Queen of Wands. Again, another perfect pair coming out within the same conversation. Lovers, Justice, 4 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Temperance, High, Balance, Patience. Patience is a virtue. You wait, you're going to get all of this. If you're impatient, you might as well click another reading because you're not going to be like, I'm not waiting. Mastering your craft, emotionally stable, ready for new beginnings, only open to relationships that are a give and take. If they're not a give and take, and it's just a me. And I'm going to say that in a spiritual sense too. There's a lot of people that are very spiritual, and I don't know if it's just a New York thing, but there's a lot of people that are very spiritual, but they're only spiritual with themselves. Like, they don't really include themselves in the community because I think they're intimidated by other people that are spiritual as well. Like, they're at their own level, they're vibrating at their own frequency, and everybody's kind of scared to like dabble in each other's spirituality because they feel like, oh, I'm not at that level. There's no such thing as another level. Like, like I used to be intimidated by the other readers, and I'm like, fuck that. Like, half of them don't even know what they're talking about. We all do, but there's just different ways to read everything. Like, I'm an intuitive reader. I know what the meanings mean, but now I have a lot more like experience in this sense of I can read a situation through cards. But why am I saying that? Oh, because equal give and take. Like, be part of the community. Like, I've got on, like, I tried to date a couple people that I found in the spiritual community, and then they end up blowing you off. And I've actually been blown off by more spiritual people than I have non-spiritual, because I just feel they're like, oh no, you're not. I'm not the same level as you. Like, they feel intimidated, or you're only spiritual within yourself. Like, express yourself and meet other people that are like you. There's no one is going to be better than you. And a spiritual person is not going to judge you for the level of spirituality that you're at. I only know what I know from other spiritual people. And it sucks that I've only seen them, most of them, through online. Like, I wish I could have that physical touch. COVID hasn't helped, but everyone has become spiritual through the internet. That I think we lost the touch of people, humans, and like having real conversations. But you're sharp. You know what you want. You know what you want. There's something that's crystal clear in your life. This reading is crystal clear. You are there. You are coming out of that karmatic lesson, and you are about to prepare yourself for your next experience, which is fucking beautiful and stable as fuck. Virgo, let's go ahead and get some advice here. An animal spirit. Let's get an animal spirit here. Porcupine spirit, time for a beginner mind. But again, I'm going to relate that to beginner mind in this new version of you coming out of this karmatic lesson, right? Beginner mind is, and now there's another version of you that you are going to be portraying because you've gone through those debts and you've paid your price. You've paid that toll. Just make sure you pay the toll, because then you get a bill. Time for a beginner mind. 48 broken down to 12, if that number resonates with you. Go ahead and ask a question. It doesn't have to be relevant to this reading here. It could be a generic question. We're going to ask the angels. I'm going to ask the angels deck. Go ahead and ask the question. I'll give you a sec. Could be something else. Could be something on your mind. Let's see what we got. One card. a year from now. A year from now is the answer to your question. And one of the very first people I got a reading from, her name is Janet Weinberg. She created these crystal healing deck. It has crystals. Let's go ahead and pull a crystal. Beginning of my journey, I always carried a crystal in my pocket, even when I wasn't sure where I was going, what direction I was going in. I always carried one in my pocket to just kind of, it's an effort. You're putting in an effort, just to like, you might not be in a position to be on your soul purpose, but a stone can go a long way, just knowing it's in your pocket and you have protection of some sort. Snowflake obsidian brings insight. And it's black. Black is a color of protection as well. So if you want to carry that, you can look it up. I have a black one here. That one's not real though. Don't buy them off Amazon. I highly suggest you get them from like a real store, or there's readers that sell them on their sites as well. These are some raw pieces. So if that resonates with you, Snowflake Obsidian brings insight. Coming out of the journey that you just came out of, insight, you have a lot more insight. You are much more experienced at this point. You have gone through some shit that has now made you a better version of yourself. The insight comes from experience, and it's preparing you for the next adventure. I hope this reading resonates with you, Virgo, with us, of course, and I will see you next time.